Every time, every time, every time, every time, every time, every time. If your credit hurt.
All right, y'all know me, but I'm gonna still introduce myself, Brandon Richard, and your neighborhood credit work consultant. We here talking about where we going, and it's a disclaimer. So the person who credit report this is gave us permission. You're not gonna see it in social or anything like that, but they did give us permission just to do, an educational project. So they did give us permission. Like my mentor Darrell Washington said, we gonna pretty much walk through it. The title of this is, your credit score, Credit Karma score is not accurate, but so the difference with people when they probably telling you this and they don't know, they may not know, but your Credit Karma is a different type of score. So it's your Vantage score. It's a Vantage score, and it says it on it. It's your Vantage score, meaning it's free. It's your consumer score. So it's the one you allowed to see. It's your Vantage score. It's your Vantage score. And this is an algorithm. This is a mathematical equation that they use for free to show the consumer. Now the ones the banks and the credit card company uses, we all heard it's the FICO score. Mortgage lenders and all that use your FICO score. But that's why we say but. So this score is not technically accurate, but it is a good indicator of the direction you're going, right?
All right, so we got a question already, and I appreciate that. Keep the questions coming. We have no problem answering. So Miss Beverly asks, why is the score different at other places that run your credit?
Right. So that's a great question. So it's different because it's your consumer score, it's your Vantage score. So it's free. It's the algorithm they use. So each place uses a different mathematical equation to factor in that score. That's why they tell you right here, this is the Vantage score 3.0. That's the equation that they use to come up with the score.
And I want to add this too. A lot of people don't know this, but every account that you have does not have to be on every single bureau. So one bureau, like I just learned from someone the other day, that Chase doesn't report to all three. Where Chase could report to two of them, but the third one it doesn't report to. So the twos that it does report to, scores can be different based on the action or the treatment you did of that account. That's a good question, Miss Beverly.
Yeah, so everybody uses, this bank may use a different mathematical equation to come up with your score. This bank use a different mathematical equation, and they give them names. Like, they got one that's called coming out next year, FICO 10T. So they got all these different type of equations to come up with your score.
All right, so we can move forward. We can dive into TransUnion.
Okay, so everybody know, the big three that report the credit bureaus: TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. Credit Karma only shows you TransUnion, Equifax, but that's pretty good. You get 2 out of the 3, and it's free. So if you click it, if you go through your own and you click the score, TransUnion, we're going to walk through TransUnion. We can start breaking down each category. So Credit Karma is really good because it's free, and they kind of, even though you're not an expert, they give you it's color coded. It's color coded, giving you the percentage or the importance of each category. So the payment history makes up 35% of your score. Credit card use or credit utilization makes up 30%. So they show you high impact, low impact, derogatory marks, that's collections, give you the number, it's color coded, so that helps people that really don't know too much about it. We know what red, yellow, and green means. So hard inquiries, total accounts, account mix. So it just shows, and gives you the color coded. Red, red typically means bad. Green means good, you're in a good area. Yellow means you're kind of in between. So we'll probably dive into one category in particular. Y'all got any questions about, if you're looking at your own in particular, what, shoot the questions out and we'll break it down. So payment history, that's 35% of your score. Payment history is 35% of your score, right? So for instance, this individual has 100% payment history. They never missed a payment, which is awesome. This makes up 35% of your score. It's the most important category of your credit score. You miss one payment. I said something before, don't let missing a $30 credit card payment cost you a $300 $300,000 business loan or house loan, but that matters. You miss one payment like that in a payment on a credit card, for instance, it could drop your score, potentially 50 to 100 points. It's bad.
And I want to add to that. Recently, we had the SBA loan that so many people are applying for. I've had clients come to me, and I think Experian, they wanted like at least a 600 to get approved for it, and people were right on the cusp and they couldn't get it because their payment history killed them. You know what I mean? So that's how important, like, those loans were on a range between $10,000 to $150,000 that you missed out on because you missed a payment somewhere
$30
for $30.
$20. Yeah. So, and I also want to say too, like, this, what we doing right here, I've never seen it. This is very innovative, kind of giving our clients transparency and teaching them what, when you look at your own. So a lot of people are not doing this. Companies not, we doing this is very innovative. So, letting you see what we see and breaking it down into the process. So just want to, let that be known, like, come talk to us. So we go to the next section.
You go to collections.
But don't miss a pay. Like, that's 35% of your score. It's the biggest category. It's extremely important. If you want a better house, you want a better car, you prepping for the future. So you miss that one small payment, it could cost you hundreds of thousands later on down the line in your life,
So they have one collection, yeah.
So this person got one collection. So they got one collection, one derogatory mark. It can help you deal with these, but I mean, I pretty much think everybody is familiar with collections. If you're not, it's just somebody that you potentially may owe in some way, shape, or form. Maybe you had an account with them previously, or maybe you had an account with a company. It didn't go well with them, and they sold it to a third party that's allowed legally to collect on it in the right manner. They can't harass you. They can't call you after 5 and do things like that. But if you owe Sprint and Sprint sold it to these people have the right to make some money off of that, as long as they do it in the right manner.
And I want to add about the harassment he's talking about. Now, on the Credit Work business page, Dana has a free cease and desist letter that you can go over there and download for free to stop them from calling you and harassing you. Like, you can stop them from calling you legally. So download that if that interests you, or that'll help you out from getting all those bill collectors calling your job and calling your phone and vetting your privacy.
Yeah. So that's collection.
So with that being said, he said the original credit, like he said, this is exactly what happened, what you just said.
Yeah, the original creditor was Credit One. So that's who this person had. It's a credit card company. So they had a credit card with these people. The individual didn't do right by their credit card, however means. They sold that to LVNV, that collection company. That collection company bought it, and they said, hey, you know what? This is our business. We'll collect from it, and here goes some money for the account. And that's what they doing. So they put it on your report. Say, okay, you got statute of limitations is different for each state. So they have 5 years or 7 years, depending on the state, to collect on that debt, right? So we try to help you find, we can find certain loopholes to get them off, but a lot of times you still have to take responsibility for that debt. So don't be mad if you still have to pay that back. You need to understand that too. It's not a magic wand. It takes, okay, well, yeah, you taking some accountability and say, yeah, I did make that, I did pay that debt. I didn't pay them people back. So you still may have to pay your debts to society, to say.
and I
want up on the plug.
No, and what he said is important because, like, we did a live probably a couple days ago about how transparent you have to be. Like, when you get to a point where you're ready to address your issues, there's some personal accountability that happens. Like, you can't come in and say, hey, I didn't do this. I know what it is. Because we're not here. This is a non-judgment zone. We don't come here to judge you. However it happened is at the point you come here, it don't matter. Like, you're coming to us as liaisons to help you. So just be transparent to say, hey, this happened. I did it. And that also creates a better environment for us because now you're not rushing us because you're accountable to, yeah, I did it, but, help me out.
And piggyback on that, the timeline too. Like you said, being patient. You come to help. You come get help from us. it may not happen overnight. 30 days to we dealing with these people. It may not just be wiped off in 30 days or 60 days. It could take 6 months. It could take 6 months. So you need to be patient and aware of, like I said, if it took you several years to create this debt and ignored it, then don't expect it to be removed like it just wiped just in 30 to 60 days. If it happens, it happens. It's good. If it doesn't, be patient. Understand, like, yeah, I created this longer than
facts.
Yeah, so
what up, Don Wine? What up, Drew? Dan Drew.
So Credit Karma just break down how it helps to give little tidbits and hints on how you can remove it and such as that. And if it's removed, if it's paid in full, you know, those are all predictions on if this collection gets removed. So these people bought the collection, bought the debt from Credit One, and chose to collect on it.
So Ms. Beverly said, how many times can you credit report? Is there a limit on it?
No, it's not a limit on it. It's not a limit but let's just say there's not a limit on it. But once if you don't establish the right habits mentally, then you're gonna fall into that same hole. So if you come to you messed up, we understand that, and you come to get the work and the help from us. But then after we clean it and clear it and help you, put you on the right track, and you create the same debt again, can it be repaired again? Sure, you know, we can do our work, but we don't want that. As we help you, you should be on the established, like, I need to spend my money better. I shouldn't max out my credit cards. I shouldn't get extra debt that I can't handle yet. So yeah.
Right. And we have had repeated clients. I personally have had the same client probably 4 times. And it is what it is, you know what I mean? Like he said, like, we would want you to improve and do great things, but you know, we're here. yeah, we're here. So I want to go over. We have no payment history.
And for new people, this person did give us permission, as a disclaimer, did give us permission to just do an educational presentation with their report. Now, you're not gonna see their personal information or anything like that, but yeah, he did give us, you know, just for educational purposes, did give us permission to use this, you know, his Credit Karma profile.
So let's go about difference in the hard inquiry, soft inquiry.
Okay, so the difference between inquiries, I think this believe is like 10% of your score. It's 10% of your score, and the inquiry is just you applying for credit, trying to get credit, trying to get a credit card, trying to get a car loan, trying to get a mortgage, trying to get a personal loan, business loan. That's when you applying for credit to get credit, and these people check your credit report and you get an inquiry. Difference between an inquiry or a hard inquiry and a soft inquiry. A soft inquiry is pretty much sometimes, like most of the time, you checking your own credit. You check your own credit. If you go to Credit Karma, or if you go to another credit site that allows you to check your own credit, that's a soft inquiry. You checking your own credit. Or if you go apply for a job and your job checks your credit, that's a soft inquiry. Meaning soft inquiry, just think of it like this. It's like you're not trying to apply for credit. You just somebody just seeing how you've been over the years on your credit. A hard inquiry is you're trying to get credit. I'm trying to have a business relationship with this company, and that's a hard inquiry. I want some credit from you, and then they do a hard inquiry, seeing how accountable and responsible you've been with your credit.
So I got a question. What about hard inquiries? Things you apply for but was denied for. Now I want to address this. So when you apply for anything, you get a hard inquiry. Now, if you get the item that you apply for, so let's say you apply for Capital One card and you get $1,000, that hard inquiry is supposed to be there at least 2 years. Now, if you dispute that inquiry, what will happen is you will create a response from the bureaus that make them think that you could have been, your identity could have been stolen, and they'll take that $1,000 away from you because they don't want theft on your credit. Now, anything you apply for and you didn't get, that's fair game because you don't have the actual item or account that you're saying you don't want. But it's like, how can you say this inquiry is not yours, but you actually have in possession the thing that you apply for? You know what I'm saying? So, but if you didn't get it, you can go after those, and it won't have an impact on the things that you have.
Right. So if you apply for the Capital One Walmart card and they gave you $300, but then you can't go back and come to us and say, hey, yeah, I want to take this inquiry I got from them, from getting it. Because if you do that, like Real said, they take away that account. Like, okay, well, it probably was done fraudulently. That closes that account, and you lose that percentage. You lose that good account. You don't want to do that. So, hard inquiries, like I said, this is another thing I get a lot. People are afraid to get a hard inquiry when they need new accounts. So, don't be afraid to get an inquiry. If you do it in the right manner, inquiry only makes up 10% of your score. If you say, okay, I don't want to apply for that credit card. If you do it in the right way, you getting 35% payment history. You getting 30% a new credit utilization, right? And then you're getting a new account. So you potentially getting 80 to 85% of 100 versus 10%. So don't be afraid of losing 10%, which is the inquiry, versus the 65 to 80% of your score.
Credit age.
For credit age, that's 15% of your score, and this is important too. So it just having accounts that's been on your report for an extended period of time, 6 months, a year, 2 years. If you have them longer, this is good. So the longer you've had an account on your report in good standings, that's 15% of your score. So that's good. You want to get the accounts. You want to pay the car notes on time. If you got rent, it's a way to put rent payments on your score. Mortgage, credit cards is another great. Like I said, credit card. Making a payment on your credit card, having your credit card for an extended period of time gives you that length of credit. It's really good.
I got a question. Are there certain cards like credit cards versus store cards that can you read that, Dana?
It didn't come up yet.
Okay.
I just see chose God, Beverly saying thank you. It's a comment under
Yeah, that aren't better for your score. Okay, are there certain cards like credit cards versus store cards that are better for your score? Now, in my opinion, the only thing that matters is secured and unsecured, because they know if you have used your own money or capital to put up to get a credit card. Now, whether or not it's a store card or a major credit card, they're gonna rate you the same. They're gonna rate you. They can say you can have a store card from Overstock. As long as you follow the rules that he's talking about, as far as keeping your utilization under 30%, they're gonna treat that exactly the same. So it don't matter. The only thing that deters that is it unsecured or secured. Soretta, thank you. I appreciate that. I still want to book you for an interview. So let me see what else we got. We got payment history, we got credit card usage.
I think, did we go into credit card usage? I think that's like a big, like,
Yeah,
30% and,
yeah, so yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. So this is credit card usage.
Mm-hmm.
So credit card usage, Credit Karma calls it credit card usage. It can be called credit utilization. Also amount owed. It's the same thing. So it's the same principle no matter what. 30% of these accounts. So say you got a $300 credit card. You want to make sure the balance do not spend over $90. $90 is the key. Do not spend over $90. That's 30%. Keep it at $90. If you spend over 30%, it will drop your score. It will drop your score. People have seen it. Don't max out your cards. Like I said, if you do, make sure you pay it off. Large chunks of it every month. But keep it under 30%, which is $300 card is $90. Right. So how they do it though? So let's on Credit Karma, which a lot of other companies do. This is the total amount of credit he has with all his cards, which is about $920. So this is saying he's using none of that $920 credit. But they adding up the total amount of all his cards. So let's say it's easy if you got 1 or 2 cards or 3 cards. Let's say you got 6 or whatever. They give you the total limit that person has, and then how much of all those cards, the balance he using. This person is using none of it, which is good. And then Credit Karma is good because, you know, they give you these color-coded categories showing you like, okay, they're using 0 to 9%, which is good. 10 to 29%, which is good. You know, so on and so on and so on. But they break down each card and show you how much you're using of each card. So like I said, you want to, each card, you want to just manage and budget how you spend that card. Do not max out your cards or go over that 30%, or it's gonna drop your score altogether.
Right. So Leandro said Darrell Washington is the truth. When it comes to credit, he's mastered it. He's just hard to get in contact with. I appreciate that, but and I'm not even gonna defend myself because I've been taking a step back to focus on building a team and bringing more people, and I've been doing a lot. You know what I mean? So yeah, I definitely appreciate that. And I'm human. You know what I mean? I'm focused on getting better. And you know, we had our conversation, Leandro. Just hit me up. My play is because I have people like Brandon on the team now. My plate is less, hassle now. So now I can reach out and have those conversations with y'all. So just reach out. Keep on asking these questions. Okay, that's good. See, we have.
Okay, now they popping up.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Right. So
I had to go out of it for the update.
this is total credit usage, credit utilization. So this is a very important. A lot of people get mixed up with credit cards. It's very important that you learn how to master your credit card, and you master the credit card by mastering yourself. Like if you can live below your means and budget and save appropriately, and you get this credit card in your hands, it's not your money. It's not your money, right? So it seems like it's just floating there, like it's just $300. But you gotta manage it the same way if you was to manage $100 cash in your hands, right? It's the same thing because it can get you in trouble. So he got 2 cards, like I said, he got 2 cards. The total at the top was for these 2 cards, which was $920. What he's spending from these 2 cards is nothing. His balances is nothing, which is good, you know. And it's another myth that people have. If I got a credit card, is it gonna spend myself? No, it's not gonna spend itself. It's just gonna keep. You don't even have to spend nothing. It's just gonna keep reporting a made payment. You don't have to spend anything. It's gonna keep reporting a made payment. And then, like I think young lady asked the question, is it a difference? So it's not a difference. He has a Walmart card, store card, and still counted the same way. Still get the same points. And he got a Capital One bank card. So these, like, to answer your question, like this is a store card, this is not. But it counted the same way. So that's just good to know. You just want to use it with the same principles. But he got 2 cards. Even though he's not using them, they still report that he's making a payment, You don't even have to use the card. That's the beauty about it.
Yeah, let's show that.
Oh, yeah. Perfect. So to get rid of the myth, for anybody that's watching, your credit card, I got a little cousin, things like 20, 24. Like I said, man, you need some credit. Start off with your little credit card. But you know, man, I don't know how to do. I don't deal with no credit cards. Somebody uncle that's in his 50s, I don't know credit card. The myth is that the credit card gonna spend itself. It ain't gonna jump out the envelope and spend itself. And even if you can just get it and you don't even have to touch it, it's still gonna report made payment. Once again, this person is not spending anything on this card, but it's still gonna show made payment. His limit or whatever is $600. It's still sitting there. You don't even have to touch it. But this is a key. Now, if you do not use it at some point, they will close the account. So you may want to just go get a cheeseburger.
Buy your pack of socks from Walmart. Just go. You don't have to go buy some, and then when you get you some cash, pay it right off. You just put the money right back on it. Now, as a whole, I know you pretty much killed the whole Credit Karma thing. So I want to add something else to the mix that I just noticed on the board. You see how this is authorized user, you know what I mean? So I just want you to explain the difference between a primary user and an authorized user. Okay, so the difference right here, it says responsibility. This person is an authorized user, or they could be a joint user. Meaning, so the primary is the person that actually used their credit and applied to that Capital One, to that bank, to get the account. It's in their name. So an authorized user or a joint user is somebody that didn't technically go fill out the application and apply to Capital One,
They didn't do that. They just jumped on that other person's account or card and able to, lack of a better word, ride the wave. So they can get all this good payment history, this good payment history. They even are able to use, if the person gives them the card, they can use the same amount, $600, as the actual primary account user. But this is not this person's account. This is not his account. He's an authorized user, or you've probably heard the term piggybacking. They piggyback. So this is not his account. So they did not use their credit, fill out the app, and apply. They was able to jump on somebody else. The benefit of this, being an authorized user, can dramatically increase your score because it puts all this good payment history, all this good information on your report like it's yours. But once again, if you have bad credit, you wasn't able to go apply because he probably would have been turned down. But if you become an authorized user, you able to get this account like you've had it for a year and a half or 2 years and a half. And it helps your score, But this is not this person's account. They piggyback. That's piggybacking or riding the wave.
Looking it up. You know inquiries already. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, you read them late. Yeah. Let's see if we got everything. Let me know if y'all have any questions before we close out. Even if it's not pertaining to specifically Credit Karma, we're gonna go over it to make sure we hit all the points we want to hit. So if you got any more questions, put in the comments.
I say this what we doing here is extremely innovative. Like no other company, anybody you go to is doing something like this, giving you a bird's eye view into the process and just full transparency. And you ask your question, and you see how it's broken down and stuff like that. We didn't do accounts, total account.
Okay,
that's easy. So total accounts. This is a good one. I talked to a client yesterday who she'll get a loan from her bank and she'll pay it off, which is good. But when you pay it off, you lose it.
That's good. Keep on. That's a good point.
When you get an account, when you get a car note or a personal loan, and you pay it off, you will lose that. You will lose all that history. You will lose all that. Let's say you had it for a year. Let's say you never missed a payment on your car. A lot of people got cars. You never missed a payment on your car. And you had your car, what's typical? Let's say 3 years. You had your car for 3 years, you never missed a payment. Soon as when you finish paying that car off, you lose all. And if you do not get other accounts to take the place of that, you lose all of those 3 years of payment history of that account. Your score will drop because you did not, whatever account that gets taken away, if you do not replace it with another account in some way, shape, or form, that don't mean go crazy with credit, but you want to build your profile to where it's strong. Like they saying, see how, for instance, this person it got red because he only got 3 open accounts. He got 3 accounts, but he got 1 closed and 2 open. You typically, like they say, it's color coded between 11 and 20. 21 or more is green. You just want to build your profile. It makes it look stronger. It makes you look more responsible. But like I said, by paying your bills and the accounts is good. But if you pay that off, you will lose all of that. And your score will drop.
Again, question: when becoming an authorized user, does it show up on all bureaus, on one bureau or all?
Well, it depends. Like we talked about earlier, it depends. Like maybe that bank reports to all 3. Maybe they only report to 2. Maybe they only report to 1. So it typically, we don't know. Most of the time, it may be all 3, but it just depends on that bank. But it just depends on that bank. It could, Chase could report just 1, right? And
right, whereas Capital One puts all 3.
Puts all 3. So it depends on that bank. Typically, you may get 2 out of the 3. We'll just say that. Sometimes you'll get all 3, but typically you'll get 2 out of the 3. But it depends on that bank who they report to. But like I said, you getting all that history, regardless of where it goes.
Let's see, so that total accounts.
So
let's see what accounts. We went over his open accounts already. let's go over his closed accounts.
Okay. Oh, so yeah, this one's a big one. Don't if I was gonna speak on closing accounts. People say, man, you don't ever want to close no account, this is the reason why. When you close the account, it depends on if it's if it's done bad or if it's done in the wrong manner. But if you close an account that's been open for a long time, you lose that age. You lose age. That's 15%. You lose an account, that's 10%. So that's 25% of your score by closing that account. So you just want to manage your accounts responsibly. He had a Capital One. I guess he had a balance on it. So I believe it's a charge off, man.
It's a charge off. So yeah, that's why I wanted to show you that. So this is the thing about people who come to us and say, well, I don't have much. They close my accounts out. Listen, a closed account with a balance has a similar weight to a collection because it's still documented you owe that money. You want it to be removed, period. You want it to not show up at all, or maybe you want to settle it. But a closed account with a balance still is damaging to your credit. Don't think that when they close it out, you don't have to deal with it no more. It's still going to haunt you. It's still going to affect you from being approved for new credit.
Yeah, so a charge-off is kind of, think of it like it's in the middle. It's in the middle from it's not open, but it's not all the way to collection status. It's right in the middle, which is really not good because they saying, you know what, we not going to give this away yet. It's kind of good because they letting you still come back to them and want to get it open, but they saying, yeah, we not technically closing it out yet. So all the missed payments, everything bad you did with it, it's still reporting like it's open, but you just can't use the account, and that's not a good thing. So it's the point right before they sell it to a collection company.
Right. So right now, even though his account was closed, Brandon, what is it saying right now about the usage?
He's still, even though it says closed, he's still using 144% of his limit.
And it's closed. So don't think because it's closed, it's not hurting you no more. It's still hurting you.
And when you go for a loan, they gonna look at that. They don't care about the score. They gonna break down this information and they gonna comb through it and like, okay, well, I don't know if he can pay me back this $10,000 because he got charge-offs that say they closed, but he got charge-offs still saying he owed $9,000. So they'll turn you down for that, even though your score may appear at a 640 or 650 or 620. You like, why I get rejected for this credit card? That's why.
So we're gonna wrap it up now.
All right.
I'm gonna open it back up.
Okay. And another thing, another thing, recommendation. Don't get so happy where you see your score and you run to these recommendations and you just apply for every card they show you. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's bad. It takes strategy. It takes pinpointing, a sniper view to know which cards to go for at what certain point. Just because they say it's a recommendation, just take your time in applying for stuff. Cause they, don't take this for granted or too much face value.
Okay, I got another question I thought of just now when you said that. A lot of people go to Credit Karma or they feel like they don't have to address this themselves or seek out help because they feel like they can go to Credit Karma and Credit Karma has an online dispute, an online dispute option where they think it's gonna solve their problem. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, for example, I'm finna click on the one collection that they have, and I think they have an option for dispute in a few tabs. Like, a lot of people don't know, when you dispute online, you are losing a lot of rights that you have. The right to have a paper trail. All this is electronic. Now, the demonstration I always say is it's like a boxing match. Like if we were scheduled to box in a month from now, would you allow a person you're fighting to train you? You wouldn't, because that person wouldn't train you in a good way that's gonna help you beat them. So if you are trying to fight the credit company or fight Credit Karma, why would you use a tool that they're giving you to help beat them?
Which is sponsored by TransUnion, by the way.
There you go. Hey, and partnership with you right there.
TransUnion sponsors Credit Karma, so by you disputing online, it's kind of like it's weak. It's a weak dispute. like I said, rarely, I know you people, you may hear some success stories of people here and there saying they get some stuff dropped off, but that's probably because the collection probably been on there long. Oh no, it probably was just weak. He probably was ready to drop off anyway. But like I said, you don't want to. Like, these people are backed by TransUnion, so if you looking for them to help you fight them, so that's, you want to go to professionals, other strategies, better strategies, to kind of do that, to kind of fight them. And then, like I said, no paper trail. And then these options are kind of like throwing it in the air and trying to catch which one is. You want a sniper focus. You want a sniper like, okay, boom. It's a more efficient way to do it. So,
way more detail. Like
I said before, this is a business. So collection agencies, credit bureaus, it's the structure of a business. So who do you think they're gonna respond to faster and better? A business or some online just pulling the whim out of the sky, like. So
exactly. So we can go
you
ahead.
You get what you buy. You get what you invest in.
There you
get
go.
The results.
Go ahead, close out, man. Introduce yourself. Let them know who you is. Let them know you can find us at.
I appreciate y'all. I'm Brandon Richard, your neighborhood credit work consultant. Darrell Washington is my mentor. Hey, you can find us at www.creditwork.net.